Readers Entertainment Radio presents Booklights with your host, author Lisa Kessler. Booklights, where we're shining a light on good books.
Why, hello, everyone. It's a whole new week. It's Monday again. Can you believe it? And if you are listening from the U.S., it is Thanksgiving week. So I'm wishing you all a great holiday with lots of turkey and plenty of family traveling in and then traveling back out. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday. I'm so glad that you could be here today because we have a very special international author today. We have Charlotte Ann Hamilton, and she's actually chatting with us from Scotland, so very, very far away. She's over there in Futureland. I think it's nighttime there, even though it's only afternoon where I am. But she has a new book out that we're going to chat about, and if you haven't read her yet, you're in for a treat. Let me just read her bio for you. It's Charlotte Ann Hamilton. She is a blue-haired mermaid wannabe who lives in Ayrshire. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. Scotland, with her two fur children, Izzy the chocolate lab and Smudge the cat. She is currently studying astronomy and planetary science, so she's obviously very smart. And in her spare time, she enjoys reading and gaming as well as dabbling in all forms of art and craft as an eclectic witch. Her main source of inspiration in writing and life is the popular phrase, but make it gay. So we're going to talk about that. You can join her on social media. I did put her link there, and also I put a link to her website right there on Blog Talk. So you can click that anytime, whether you're listening live or listening later, and check out her website and see what she's up to. There's also links there for her social media, so you can get in touch and check out her art. She's really talented, multi-talented. So without any delay, Charlotte, are you there?
I am, yes. Hello.
Hi. I love your Scottish brogue there.
Thank you.
I probably have some sort of American twang.
You do, yeah. A very definitely an American accent. Couldn't tell exactly if you're in America, but it's definitely American.
Well, I'm excited to have you on to talk about, both of your books sound really fantastic, and they're like sapphic historicals, but the most recent one was Of Trust and Heart. Do you want to tell people about it and why they should run out and grab a copy?
Well, it's set in the 1920s and involves a lady, an upper-class Scottish lady, who is sent to New York to try and find a husband. And instead of finding a husband, she finds the singer of an illegal speakeasy and falls in love with her.
Oh, whoops.
So, and then shenanigans ensue.
Yes, lots of shenanigans. So how in the world did you come up with that idea? Do you enjoy the 20s, or what came to you first, the characters or the time period? Or?
Well, it was actually two of my favourite things is like Downton Abbey and Bugsy Malone. And they're kind of set roughly around about the same time, and so it's like two vastly different worlds. So obviously Downton Abbey deals with like the upper class, high society, and then Bugsy Malone is all about like the illegal speakeasies, the mobsters, kind of thing like that. And I just thought to myself, what happens if these two worlds met? And then it just evolved from there. And because it's me, it had to be gay. So
I love that.
That's basically how the idea came about. It was just basically writing some Downton Abbey and Bugsy Malone fan fiction.
Oh, fun. And when you were writing the book, what was the biggest, like, surprise for you? I don't know if you're a pantser or a plotter, but were there some surprises you didn't see coming in this book?
I'm definitely a plotter. I'm a plotter to like an almost ridiculous level. When I first started writing I feel like it was a completely different book. actually, when I showed the draft to Jen, like the editor, they basically just said it was like avoid the lesbians. Like there was like no description, no hardly any plot. It was just like lesbians and this historical setting, and that was that. So it kind of just really, it was just a fun thing to write. I think that was the most surprising thing, just how fun.
Oh, I love that. And have you ever been to New York?
I've been once. My best friend stays there, like Tiana. So I went to visit her. And that was kind of, I'm quite sure I'd written the first draft, but I'd shelved it because I was convinced like nobody would want to read it. Mm-hmm. And then I went to New York, and I feel like that kind of helped.
Yeah,
I feel like
New York City is
atmosphere.
an inspiration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like obviously you see New York in like so much like media and that, but like actually being there is like a different experience.
For sure. Did you get to go to Central Park or anywhere cool while you were there?
Yeah, we basically did like she let me do other like touristy stuff. So we went to Central Park. I did the Natural History Museum.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my brain's gone a blank. The Empire State Building. That's what I'm trying to think of. We did that and everything. So, I can't believe I forgot about that.
Oh, that's
shocking.
So cool. So your other book that you have out is The Breath Between the Waves, and that one is another sapphic historical, but it's around the Titanic. So do you want to tell people about that book?
Well, that book, to be honest, was like like came to be. Jen, my editor, like just messaged me. I think it was like 2 or 3 in the morning, and it was basically just Sapphic Titanic, do it. And then and like I woke up to this and I was like, that is actually an amazing idea. And like a month or 2, it was just friendly written, and then it was sold, and then it was just like a whirlwind, really, like how that happened. Like just for Jen sending me this random message, and then me with characters, and then a book deal. It was just
You just ran with it.
Pretty much, yeah. It was like I wrote everything, but like the idea definitely didn't come from me. It was just like, there you go, gay Titanic, and I was like, that's just how come I've never thought of that? Like,
right? Did you put in a little cameo for Jack and Rose?
Did I? No, I don't think I did. Did I?
Oh, dang.
That is, I should have. I really should have. I didn't even think of it that.
Well.
I think my biggest concern was I didn't want people thinking it was the same as the movie.
Right.
So
yeah,
I think I kind of just
went into the
mentality, just been like, just stay as far away from the movie as I could.
Right.
And there's a couple of maybe like potential nods, but that's about
it. Did you have the historical people who were on the Titanic? Do they make appearances in it?
They do,
Mark
yes.
Brown and all those people.
I
yeah.
did.
Okay.
Yeah. I went with obviously. See, my memory's rubbish. I can't remember anything. It's the. The two old ones, is it oh my goodness, this is shocking.
The captain? I'm trying to think who
were
the old ones.
It was like the two older married couple that gave up a place on the
on the lifeboat.
Yeah. I feel like it's like I'm going to have to Google this now. Otherwise I'll never know peace again.
I can't remember. Well, you'll remember later when you're in the shower, when you don't need it.
Yeah.
The Vanderbilts.
But that was, they made an appearance, and a few other people, made an appearance. I just kind of sprinkled them in, as I felt was natural, but there's no kind of real interaction kind of between them. It's just kind of mentioned in passing.
And I know that we don't want to give a spoiler, but I know that it's romance, so I'm guessing that they both survive. They both get in a lifeboat.
They both survive.
Okay.
I wouldn't say they both get in a lifeboat, but they both survive.
But they both survive. Okay, that's good enough for me. Just want to be sure we have a happy ending.
Yeah, I need to write the happy ending. I'm a sucker for a happy ending, obviously.
Right? So I wanted to talk a little bit about, you already mentioned it a couple times, about fan fiction. That's really where you got your start, where the writing bug bit you, right? How did that evolve from writing fan fiction to writing your own books with your own characters?
Well, I started writing fan fiction, I must have been 11, 12. It was Pirates of the Caribbean. I knew that for certain.
Oh, fun!
Yeah, I loved Pirates of the Caribbean, and it was just I felt this need to write about it, so I ended up writing. I kind of moved from fandom to fandom, and then I got to a point. It was really weird. I just didn't want to write any fan fiction, and instead wanted to focus on my own work. I think it was kind of around about the time I thought that I was I wanted to get published. Writing was slowly changing from being something like a hobby to something that I wanted to do professionally.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird how it happened. It was kind of just over maybe a couple of months, I just fell interested in fan fiction, and then was more focused on any original ideas that I came up with. So I feel any kind of fan fiction idea I had, I was well, how can I make it original, rather than just being let's just go straight in with writing the fan fiction.
And
so
did you feel when you started writing your own, was it a little bit freeing because you didn't have to live in their world? You got to create your own, right? Was that fun for you, or was that a little bit scary?
Oh, a bit of both. Definitely a bit of both, because it wasn't amazing, being able to just come up with your own characters and not worry about it, kind of there's no feeling authentic to what's already been shown. But at the same time, it's then you have actually got to think up characters and give them personalities and names and background, and you've got to do a lot more thinking.
Right.
So it was really fun being able to actually do the thinking, but also terrifying about doing the thinking. It was
Right. They have to have a backstory, and I get to make it up.
I know.
What do you think were some of the best lessons you learned from writing fan fiction to go to writing your own? What kind of strengths did it give you?
I feel it gave me the strength to no editing as I went. I feel if I'd maybe just started with my own ideas, I would have been more inclined to I could do this better, or this doesn't work, and I'd get stuck editing as I went, or kind of feeling I can't really, I'd be maybe too intimidated to keep going if I kind of hit a wall. Whereas with fan fiction, for me, it's I write it, I kind of get a wee spell check and a brief wee read of it, and then I just post it, and then it's out in the world. I'm like, okay, I forget about it. And it's also
so is editing new for you then?
It is a bit. Like I did when I do write like my own, like when I was like querying and things like that. Obviously, like I would edit and I'd go through like really thoroughly. But I feel like fan fiction gave me the like ability to just like put a lot of words down in the page, and then have the mentality just been like, right, I can fix it later, or like I can correct that in a future chapter or something. It was kind of
right.
It's kind of like weird. I feel like I'm kind of like I've reached a happy medium. Like, right, I need to fix this, and I'll make a note that I need to fix it rather than just kind of leave it and be like, hope nobody notices.
Right.
So that's what I tend to do with fan fiction.
So you're studying astronomy and planets. Did you get to put any of that in the Titanic R's, and you got to drop in a little bit of your studies, or do you keep your writing and your science very far apart?
I try to keep them very far apart. There is, like, I do have a couple ideas for, like, maybe science fiction or, like, a scientist kind of historical kind of setting, but I feel when I try writing, like, kind of sciencey things, I don't feel smart enough, if that makes any sense. So
you don't feel like you know enough yet?
Yeah, pretty much. So, like, and I feel like especially with science fiction, I feel like knowing as much as like is what I do know, I'm like, I need the science to be reasonable. So like trying to write science fiction and then just being like, this happened, I'm like, but could it happen? And if it couldn't happen, I'm like, well, I physically can't bring myself to write it because then it feels wrong. So I kind of do need to keep them apart. Otherwise, it's just the chaos.
Do you see yourself always writing historical set sapphic fiction, or do you have ideas for contemporaries or paranormals, or are you just comfortable in different historic films? What do you see for the future?
I definitely want to branch out. I do love like kind of every genre. And especially like fantasy, I do love a good fantasy.
Okay. Mhm.
But I feel like for the most part, like historical is like my true love, because I really love history. Like history is like one of my biggest passions. So being able to kind of just like explore, like, because I love like pretty much every period in history, and so I could write a book about every period and I'd be happy. So I feel like I'd kind of have one or two little like other genres kind of, but mostly historical.
Right. That's definitely where your heart is. Well, how come you're not studying history in college? What is it about the planets that gets you so excited?
I've always been obsessed with planets, and I have to admit, when I was kind of like deciding what degree to do, it was kind of like a toss-up between history and astronomy.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of felt like, I feel like history is kind of like you need to narrow it down to certain periods kind of thing, and or you'd only get like a certain amount of time in a certain period, and it's just. And then I was like also thinking like, well, what would I do after it with a history degree?
Yeah, you pretty much have to be a teacher, right?
Mhm. Whereas like with astronomy, like you can you do have like a lot of options, like with like the different space agencies or teaching. It was, I personally, it was just something I felt that even if I did have to teach, it was something that I would be passionate about. So that was pretty much the sole reason.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Well, do you tie it into your art at all? Do you do sci-fi art or planets or space, or have you tried any of that yet?
I do actually have a couple. I've done a couple of like the planets paintings. I've kind of like got them in progress right now, and I do have plans for like constellation embroidery. Like I want to do like constellations, and things like that. But basically, it's just finding the time, like between writing and university. It's just like zero time.
You have a lot on your plate. Yeah. I have a funny astronomy confession. So when I was in my senior year of high school, I had taken a bunch of classes over summers each year. So my senior year of high school, I think I only had like 2 classes on campus. So I started taking classes at the junior college to get general ed classes out of the way, and I saw astronomy, but what my brain thought it was astrology, and I'm really into tarot and all that, and I was like, oh, this is going to be great. And so I sign up, and here I am, this little 17-year-old baby going to this class, and he pulls out all these charts, and I'm like, oh, what have I done? I did manage to make it through my astronomy class, but it was not what I was expecting. That's a lot of work.
I have to admit, like, there is times, like, see when I like see astronomy, my mind goes straight to astrology as well, like, because I
so
do
glad
like
it's not
tarot
just me.
and all. No, just you. And I'm like, I'm a big fan of like tarot and astrology and things like that. So like, I just kind of have to be like. To kind of separate the two, kind of be like, because like sometimes I'm like, the constellations, and I'm like, okay, that's fine, and I'm like, feel judging them based on their zodiac sign.
Right. Yes. Well, I'm very relieved I'm not the first person to do that, but I was very embarrassed when I was in that class and he pulls out all these science-y things, and I thought, oh, what have I done? This is not what I thought. And I can't sneak out now.
Yep.
So what's next for you book-wise? What are you working on?
I've kind of got a couple in progress. All of them are kind of historical. There's 2 that are like set in the same world of A Trust in Heart. They're kind of like just different characters that feature in the book, kind of telling their little love story. And then.
And what time period is it in?
Just the 1920s. There's kind of, it overlaps a bit with like Way of Trust in Heart.
I see.
And then there is another one that kind of ties in a bit to The Breath Between Waves. Like a character that shows up in that is the main character in the book. And this current work in progress. But it's like, say, a good couple of years before Titanic, so.
Oh, okay. So would that one take place over? Would that one take place over in your neck of the woods or back in the United States?
Oh, over here. Oh,
okay.
I tend to like at least if it's not like physically set here, the characters are from here. Cause
right.
That's just, I know how Scottish people
right?
work. Exactly.
That's right. Oh, no. Yeah, when I write books, I like to go where the book is set just because it helps me, get the flavor of what it's like to live there and where people would go and where they might work and all that. It's really hard to do all that on Google. So you definitely, need some part of it that you already know or you've experienced or something.
Totally.
So what are your favorite, Titanic and 1920s type movies and TV and all that you like to watch to really get inspired? Do you have any that we could watch?
I'd say Downton Abbey. Downton Abbey was basically, I have always loved period dramas. I love a good period drama. But I feel Downton Abbey was what really kind of just lit that fire for writing historical. And when I need kind of to be reinvigorated as I was Downton Abbey, that I come to. Say that. This is the same with everything. You ask me a question and suddenly every movie
and then your brain goes blank.
It's just yep.
I know how that goes. Who do you like to read that inspires you to write? Where you read the book and then you're like, dang it, I gotta go write.
Oh, that's a loaded question. I feel every book that I do feel like every book that I read, even the really bad ones, the ones that maybe I just don't mesh with, I kind of end up with them. I think, oh right, well I would do it this way, and then I kind of feel the urge to write. But for the really good ones, yeah, I'd say.
Who are some of your favorites?
My absolute favourite, I remember and it kind of made me feel like I could actually be a writer, was the Falconer series by Elizabeth May. So that's a historical fantasy with fae, and it's set in Scotland and it's in Edinburgh, and it was just kind of really interesting. And I feel like it was just kind of what I needed at the time to be people actually do want to read things about Scotland.
These are things you want to write. Yeah. Do you read a lot of the romance with the Highlanders?
No.
They don't get Scottish people, right?
No, I'm sure some of them do, but for me it's hard because they say it's a man in kilts, men in kilts are mostly ugly. Trust me, they're not that appealing.
It's always the men you don't want to see in a kilt that wear one.
Yeah, pretty much, exactly.
They don't look like Outlanders. What?
Yeah.
Dang.
And I feel like it's obviously with being Scottish, if they get a kind of little thing wrong, it kind of just gets me, because I'm well, they totally wouldn't do that. We don't talk like that, or we don't act like that.
But they're supposed to be historical, right? But even historically, they wouldn't have done that, no?
Yeah. I feel like it's just kind of something that I'm I just stay clear from, personally.
Are you ever inspired to write your own and go, this is how they would be?
I do. There is a couple of times I do feel the urge to kind of be here's how real Scottish people would probably do it, but we'll see.
Right. Well, when you write one, you have to let me know, and I will pump that on Twitter. Everyone go read the real Scottish Highlander book. But would it be gay? It could be gay.
Oh, totally, it would be gay. I don't think it would be physically possible for me to write like a straight book, to be honest.
Well, that would surprise everyone. That would be. I think this idea is going to go somewhere.
Yeah, we'll see. I do think it would.
You never know.
At some point, to be honest.
Well, we're running out of time, so I just wanted to ask you really quick how readers can get in touch with you after they read your books, if they're excited for another one and they want to find out what's next. Are you on Twitter, Facebook? How do they find you?
Twitter and Instagram mostly. That's kind of where I'm most active. Everything else is kind of like, I do have like a Facebook and like a couple other like places, but I'm most active on Twitter and Instagram, so that's
okay. And it's CAH, right?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. Well, everyone get in touch with Charlotte and go grab Of Trust and Heart and The Breath Between the Waves, not beneath, don't go beneath, Breath Between the Waves. It has a happy ending. And thanks so much for being here today. It was great talking with you.
Oh, thank you for having me. It was wonderful.
Talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us on Booklights. Be sure to connect with us at www.readersentertainment.com for articles, blogs, videos, and podcasts that matter to readers.